A young girl named Lin was forced to become the third wife of a powerful local lord while she was still very young. Her village held a grand wedding celebration, but the lord himself never showed up. He was too superstitious to visit her poor village, so he sent his accountants instead. Before Lin was taken to the lord's mansion, a spirit healer removed certain parts of her body that were believed to bring bad luck to the household. Soon after arriving, Lin gave birth. But it was a girl, not the boy everyone had hoped for. The first and second wives couldn't have children anymore, so they desperately wanted a male heir. 7 years passed. No more children came. Lin was treated like a servant, doing household chores while raising her little daughter alone. One night, the first wife came to feed the man a medicine to increase his male vigor. The man, who often said that he was always strong when it came to such matters, advised her to go and feed it to the girl Lin instead. On the other hand, the accountant also fed that medicine to the girl Lin, and then took Lin's daughter outside. The man, who was aware of the situation, left the first wife's chamber and went to Lin, trying to conceive a child. After the act, he had Lin's 2 legs lifted up with a rope and kept raised. This was because he was worried that his precious seed might leak out. One day at the market, Lin ran into a young man selling crabs. It was Anan, her childhood best friend and first love. They had grown up together in a small crab fishing village. As they got older, their friendship turned into love. But then Lin suddenly disappeared and married the lord, leaving Anan heartbroken and confused. At the market, their reunion was cold and awkward. Anan was still hurt, but when Lin introduced her little daughter, Anan softened slightly, saying, "She's just as lovely as her mother," before walking away. That night, Lin thought about her past while watching her daughter sleep. She remembered how happy she once was with Anan. The next day, Lin returned to her home village with her daughter. Over dinner, her father mentioned that Anan had come back and was living alone near the mountains. He added, "It's a good thing she didn't marry him," not knowing the full story. That rainy night, Lin rushed through the storm to find Anan. She brought food and asked where he had been all these years. Anan explained he had been wandering, working, saving money, but bad people took everything, so he came back with nothing. When Lin said goodbye to leave, Anan said bitterly, "That's just how you are. You come when you want, you leave when you want." Lin finally broke down and explained why she married the lord. Years ago, Lin's family was extremely poor. Her sick mother needed proper food, so her father secretly stole a chicken from a neighbor. He got caught and was sentenced to 50 lashes and 1 month in jail. Lin stepped forward and begged for a lighter punishment. But when the lord saw the young, beautiful girl, he secretly signaled his accountant and illegally changed the sentence to 5 years in prison. Then he gave Lin a cruel choice. Leave your father and go home alone, or marry me and your father goes free. Lin had no choice. After hearing this, Anan pulled her into a tight embrace. 2 old lovers finally reuniting after years of pain. Lin spent a few happy days in the village with Anan and her daughter. But when she returned to the mansion smiling, the first wife grew furious. Lin and Anan began meeting secretly. But Lin started avoiding Anan because she feared people were noticing, and she didn't want to put everyone in danger. Worried he hadn't seen her at the market, Anan snuck into the mansion during a festival, disguised among villagers doing volunteer work. Lin was shocked and pulled him into her room. Suddenly, the second wife knocked on the door to call Lin. Anan had to hide inside the wardrobe. When the lord and his wives praised Lin's cooking, the first wife grew even more jealous. Lin tried to give the first wife credit, but the lord kept praising Lin anyway, making the first wife explode with rage. The first wife demanded the lord kick Lin out. The lord refused, saying he still needed a male heir. The first wife mocked him by implying he couldn't produce one, and the humiliated lord took his anger out on Lin, beating her. To make it worse, the first wife threw Lin's little daughter outside for the entire cold night. The next day, Lin showed Anan her injuries and said she was ready to run away. Anan knew of a safe forest hideout and people who could protect them, but it would cost 5,000 in money. Lin came up with a plan. While helping the lord with daily tasks, she stole the key to his room, snuck in, and found gold and silver in a locked chest. She stole 30 coins and hid them in her shoe. She repeated this many times, slowly building up savings stored with Anan. But the Lord's accountant grew suspicious of Lin's frequent happy trips back to the village. One day, the accountant followed Lin and overheard her telling Anan about their escape plan and the money they had saved. Anan caught the accountant spying and chased him down. He tied the man up with rope. Anan wanted to kill him, but kind-hearted Lin said no. She went to speak with the accountant herself, telling him that Anan had already decided to kill him. The frightened accountant made a deal. There's a secret ledger in the Lord's library, a book recording all his bribery and corruption. If you get that book, the Lord can never touch you. He slowly cut the rope with a broken glass, but just as he was almost free, Anan arrived and stabbed him to death. The body was buried near Anan's house. When the accountant went missing, the Lord sent people to search everywhere. An investigator arrived from the district. During questioning, a mansion worker mentioned seeing Anan leaving Lin's room during the festival. The investigator went to the market, questioned Anan while buying crabs, and became convinced Anan was connected to the disappearance. Anan told Lin they should run, but Lin said running would make them look guilty. Instead, Anan went back to move the accountant's body to a better hiding spot. But when he arrived home and grabbed a mat to wrap the body, he came face to face with the investigator. Anan ran into the forest. The investigator chased him, then said, "Run if you want, but Lin is already in our hands." Fearing for Lin, Anan surrendered and was arrested. Under harsh questioning, Anan gave a carefully crafted confession designed to protect Lin. He claimed Lin only stole money because he ordered her to. He said he killed the accountant alone in self-defense. Meanwhile in prison, Lin visited Anan and asked why he lied to protect her. Anan then revealed a shocking secret. "They're going to execute me, but I can't let my daughter's father die. We were together before you ever went to the Lord's mansion. That little girl, she's my daughter. I knew you'd be angry that she was calling another man father. I couldn't put that pain on you, but now it's time. We need to be a family, and I know a way to get me out." Lin snuck into the Lord's library and stole the secret bribery ledger the accountant had mentioned. On her way out, she ran into the first wife, who became suspicious. Back in Lin's room, the first wife confronted her and tried to grab the book. A struggle broke out. An oil lamp fell and set the floor on fire. The first wife attacked Lin with a hairpin. Lin pushed her away with all her strength, and the first wife fell directly onto the burning oil lamp. She caught fire and died. The mansion erupted in chaos. Lin escaped through the back, and the second wife, who had always quietly sympathized with Lin, hid her in a safe place. When things calmed down, Lin walked straight to the Lord and made her demands. "I have your bribery ledger. It's with someone trustworthy. If you don't want the authorities to find out, free Anan and let us all leave." The Lord knew he could go to prison. He agreed. Anan and Lin were both released. Anan brought Lin back to the village and took her to a doctor, but Lin had been too badly hurt. The doctor said, "There's nothing more we can do." Meanwhile, the ledger had already reached the authorities. The Lord was convicted of bribery and abuse of power and sent to prison. Anan took Lin to the lakeside where they used to meet as children. He held her hand and made a promise that he would love and protect her and their daughter for the rest of his life. Lin smiled and whispered, "We finally have the family we always wanted." Then she passed away in Anan's arms. After losing Lin, Anan took their daughter, Lin's parents, and left the village, moving deep into the forest to start a new, peaceful life. Whenever he missed Lin, he would sing the songs they used to sing together.